That's all it took. A single word. Just 7 letters. Twitter timelines were packed with hot takes. TikTok had users breaking down every lyric and body language moment from their past. That's exactly what people everywhere were asking, and probably why you're here. Watching this video right now, before we get into what Selena said and what it might mean, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and helps us keep bringing you more of the stories you care about. Even a single emoji or a short comment can feel like it's loaded with meaning. This time, it's no different. Pain and even a touch of sarcasm. But before we start guessing too much, we have to look at what triggered all this in the first place. Justin didn't just drop a random album. He released something raw, vulnerable, and way more emotional than anyone expected. There was no lead single, no promo tour, and no warning. Just a sudden post at midnight with the caption, "This one's been sitting in my heart for years." And when fans saw the album title swag, the confusion kicked in. Others wondered if it was a throwback to his old swaggy era from 2012. The purple hat days. But as people started listening, it became clear. A personal letter. Justin opened up about old wounds, mistakes, and the things he's struggled to let go of. One of the standout lines comes from the song Daisies, where he sings, "I left flowers where your tears used to fall." The lyrics are soft, poetic, and feel like they're coming straight from the heart. Fans were quick to react, and even quicker to point fingers. It didn't take long for the comment sections to be flooded with her name. Daisies feels like a song that was never supposed to be shared. It reads like a letter full of regret, quiet love, and that uncomfortable feeling of trying to move on, without actually letting go, almost like he's talking directly to someone specific. One lyric hit especially hard. "I told the therapist your name." It's raw, painful, and incredibly honest. It's like listening to someone's private thoughts, the kind of thing you'd only say in a late-night text, or maybe in a moment of weakness. There's healing in the song, yes, but there's also the sense that some wounds still haven't closed. Then there's Butterflies, which stands apart from the rest of the album. It doesn't have the same heavy tone. Instead, it feels lighter, more hopeful, but still emotional. It's a simple line, but it says so much. There's guilt, realization, and maybe even an apology hidden in that sentence. The idea of someone holding on to something beautiful instead of letting it grow or move on, it hit a lot of people hard. By the time listeners got through the whole album, the reaction was loud and clear. This wasn't just Justin looking back. It was him looking inward, reflecting on everything that went wrong and what it meant for him emotionally. It felt real, mature, and way more personal than anything he's put out in a long time. But then came the question everyone was waiting for. What would Selena say? She's known for staying classy. She's shown support for his marriage in the past and mostly avoids feeding into rumors. So when she finally reacted to swag, the world watched closely. There was no essay, no live stream, no interviews. Just a simple reply to a fan who asked what she thought of Justin's new album. Her response, seriously, that was it. One word. And yet, it got people talking non-stop. Now, fans have started decoding that. One word comment, like it's a puzzle? Some think she meant it in a sarcastic way. Like, seriously? Still writing songs about me? That theory picked up steam fast. Especially since swag is packed with emotional messages, and Selena has said before that she's focused on protecting her peace. If she did listen to the album, it might have brought back a wave of feelings she'd tried hard to move past. Another popular take is that her comment wasn't shady at all. Some people believe she actually meant seriously. This is ... good. Maybe she was surprised by how honest and emotional the songs were. Maybe it touched her in a way she didn't expect. The thing is, with just one word, you can never really be sure, and that's what keeps fans glued to this story. Every move between these two, even after all these years, still sparks endless conversations. Whether it's a song lyric, a social media comment, or just an old photo resurfacing, people can't help but try to figure out what it all means. Selena's an artist too. She knows what it feels like to create something deeply personal. Maybe when she heard the song, she wasn't rolling her eyes. Maybe she was genuinely moved by how raw and open Justin allowed himself to be. A one-word answer that sounded simple, but got the whole internet spinning. It didn't reveal much, but it sparked thousands of conversations. No matter what she meant, they've both moved forward with their lives. Now, shouldn't we all have let go by now too? But the truth is, we haven't, because something about your first love just sticks with you. Mix in worldwide fame, emotional songs, breakups, and years of unresolved feelings. And suddenly, it's not just a breakup, it becomes a part of pop culture history. Their story never had a clean ending, and that's what keeps us hooked. Most fans don't even want them to get back together anymore. Or maybe a sign that even the most difficult relationships can still leave something meaningful behind. What's striking about Swag isn't just the references that might point to Selena, it's the way Justin handles the entire thing. He's Not blaming anyone, he's not being bitter. He's clearly trying to reflect and grow. This time, he's not the kid from the tabloids. He's someone who's lived through regret and is finally facing it head on. That honesty matters, not just for him or Selena, but for anyone who's ever tried to move on from someone they once loved. Because let's be real, who hasn't? Said seriously in that same frustrated, confused, or even impressed way after hearing from an ex? The real lesson here is that growth doesn't always look perfect. It's messy. Look at Justin. You can love where you are and still look back sometimes. You can be healing and still get tripped up by the past. You can be grateful for what you have while still feeling the sting of what you lost. So, if you've ever found yourself torn between letting go and holding on, you're not alone. If anything, Justin might be leading the charge for people who are still processing old love stories. So now, people ask what's next for Selena and Justin, and honestly, does it even matter anymore? They're not going to rekindle anything. That part is done. This isn't a throwback to 2013, but that doesn't take away from the fact that their story meant something. For a whole generation, they were the couple. Their ups and downs, their music, their growth, it all became part of how fans experienced their own teenage years and early adulthood. Their music became the soundtrack to heartbreaks, crushes, and figuring life out. So when Selena replies with, "Seriously?" maybe it's not sarcasm. Maybe it's her way of closing the book. Or maybe it's just a reminder that even celebrities are still working through stuff, just like the rest of us. Every era has its unforgettable pair. No matter how much time passes, they'll always represent something bigger than just a relationship. And now, swag paired with Selena's quick comment feels like the last paragraph in a story we've been watching unfold for more than a decade. This whole thing was never about who was right or who walked away first. It's about facing the truth that love doesn't always end cleanly. Sometimes it lingers, whether you want it to or not. And even when people move on, part of them still remembers. So the next time someone says seriously, it might not just be a reaction, it could be closure, a quiet moment of reflection, or even respect for what once was. What do you think Selena meant? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Send this to that friend who still listens to Nothing Like Us late at night, or just take a second and think about it. Feelings like this aren't meant to be rushed. Let the internet have its say, but deep down, we all know what this really feels like. After all the rumors, tweets, videos, and breakdowns, what's left is something very real. Not just for Selena and Justin, but for anyone watching. Behind every viral reaction is a real emotion, something human. Maybe Justin didn't put out swag to stir up headlines. Maybe he just needed to get something off his chest. Maybe it's been sitting there for years, unspoken. And maybe Selena's seriously wasn't a jab. Maybe it was her way of saying goodbye, the kind of goodbye that doesn't need a long explanation. But here's where it gets interesting. Right around the time swag came out, fans noticed something new on Selena's Spotify playlist. Quietly, without saying a word, she added songs that talked about moving forward, staying strong, and finding peace. No direct shoutouts, no drama. Just a subtle change in tone. It felt intentional, and honestly, it probably was. Meanwhile, Justin has stayed completely silent since the release. No interviews, no Instagram captions, no attempts to explain any of the lyrics, nothing. Just silence. And in a way, that silence says more than words ever could. It feels like both of them are done trying to explain their past to us, and maybe even to each other. That's why people still care so much. Because this goes beyond two famous people. It's about all of us, the things we never say, the feelings we hold on to, the closure we sometimes don't get. So whether Selena seriously was sarcastic, supportive, or her final sign-off, it already did its job. It brought closure to a story we've all been quietly following for years, and it reminded us that even the most complicated stories can find their ending.